Hey YouTube, thank you for watching. Today we're going to be taking a look at doing a trigger job on a Smith Wesson Sigma. This one's in 40 caliber, but this same procedure will work in the 9mm as well. And if you shot, I'm sure you know triggers less than desirable on these guns, so we'll see if we can loosen it up a bit. This one should cut it down to about half the weight that it was before. So anyways, enough talk, let's get at it. Of course you already know how to take down your slide, so we won't spend too much time on that. And what you want to do is, you can use a roll of tape if you want, but we're going to punch this little pin out right here. You can get like a little screwdriver, a punch or something, and you can set it on a piece of tape and punch it out like that if you want to. You really don't need to. It's pretty loose. I don't even have to use a hammer or anything. I just kind of push it through like that. And it helps if you have one of these. It's a little magnetic tray that'll kind of help keep all your parts from rolling around on you. But anyways, once you get that out, what we're going to do is we're going to take this little assembly out right here, and what you'll do is just kind of lift up on it and then squeeze the trigger, and it'll help bring it up. Squeeze it a couple times and there it pops right out. We can take this whole assembly out, put the frame off to the side. We won't need that. You can take this little guy off, put him in your tray, and then what we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking this little pigtail spring out right here, and then also this, see that spring right there? There's two of them there, and there's a big one, inner and an outer, and we're going to be taking the outer one out. But to do that, we'll just take this little pin out right here. So we'll go ahead and punch him through, and he's real loose. He comes out pretty easy. Set him aside, and watch out, and take this spring. And you can go ahead and set him in a little baggie or something, because we're going to be taking him out. So I'd just set him aside, put him in a bag or something, and keep him with your gun or in a safe place. That way, if you ever change your mind and want to switch it back, you can. Then we'll take this little assembly out right here and put this off to the side. And then now over here you have two pins, and these pins right here are shouldered, so they can only come out one way. So flip it over, and you can tell which way they come out, but we'll just punch them out, and take your little pick or screwdriver, or Allen wrench, whatever, and watch out when you push them out, because it's under tension, so you don't want this part flying everywhere. I like to keep it down like this, then push that spring out, and slowly remove my tool out. That way nothing goes flying, because you don't want to be chasing parts all over creation when you're doing this. And then you can see here we got those two springs, the inner and the outer. We'll just slip off this outer one real quick, just like that, and go ahead and put him with the other spring, and save him for later if you want. Then it's just putting it back together. That's pretty much it. One thing, see how this is facing? Take note of how I have it. That's how you want it to go back in. If you put it in the other way, you shoot it a couple times and your pins will fall out and stuff. I'm assuming that's what would happen, but anyways, make sure you put it in the way you took it out, and this is the correct way, just so y'all know. Give y'all a good look at that. That's how it goes back together. And of course, you have your two pins that we just took out, and the shorter one goes on the bottom and the longer one goes on top. But anyways, and also one thing here, you can see it's got a little indent cut out for it. That's where your spring's going to rest in, so just make sure you have the spring resting in that little indent. Okay, so once you have your springs in, it's pretty easy after that. Just make sure these stay all the way punched through, and you can slide it back in here to this assembly, and it's pretty easy to figure out how it goes, just like that. And then take your other pin that we had a second ago, and then you'll just slide it back in through these holes. Get it lined up, push it through, just like that, and flip it over. And this little guy right here that we took out, put him back on. Just real easy, just the way you took it apart. And in here, to get this back in, I'd like to set it in just a little bit, get it in so it's just in, and then slide that down over like that, and then it'll slide right in. And make sure these holes are, let's see, y'all see that? Yeah, make sure they're lined up. Sometimes this little guy will be riding forward a little bit, so just push him back till it snaps, and then that'll line up those holes. But just push it through like that, Put our slide back on, and that should do it. Let's see the trigger pull. It's not perfect, but it's a whole lot lighter than it was. It's definitely makes a difference. Like I said, it takes it down from about half of what it was. It's still not a great trigger by any means, but it's definitely a lot better than it was. So anyways, I think that'll about do it. If you got any questions, be sure and let me know. Drop me a comment, send me a message, something, and I'll do my best to answer it. But anyways, thank y'all for watching.